give us exams for which we are not allowed to have our textbooks open. It's a closed textbook exam. That's what life is all about, a closed textbook exam. God only lifts the veil upon our past lives when there is something our soul needs to learn from that memory. A past life memory is not something to be taken lightly. When you become aware of a past life, the karma of that embodiment comes to the fore, so to speak. As soon as you are aware of it, it's like opening a can of worms. You can no longer ignore it. You can go through the agony of the experience. You can have great remorse. You can be burdened. And the only thing you can do is roll up your sleeves, make calls to the violet flame each day, and seek to serve to set life free. I have come upon past embodiments that have grieved me profoundly, profoundly grieved me, and have sparked in me a tremendous desire to serve to set life free, to make amends, to serve the Ascended Masters. And I've been grateful for all the years of being on this path, that I could balance that karma and that I could move on. And so every one of us has these lives, which we do regret. And when we come upon them, our love for God is so great that we are here and we can do something about it and we correct it. We can make up what we have not done, especially if the wrongs we have committed are against those who are today Ascended Masters. So we want to help the Ascended Masters contact many people and do what they have to do and what only we can do for them, because we are an embodiment and they are not. People can't hear them speaking. They can hear us speaking. So don't be afraid of those lifetimes. Don't be afraid to go after it. It can take you 6 months of very, very hard work and a path of strict initiation, and you can balance through the violet flame and service 1 lifetime. You have to be an initiate and a true disciple to do that. It doesn't happen to many people. But when you do balance the karma of a certain lifetime, you will notice that by and by, your Holy Christ Self will reveal to you the next most important embodiment that you need to tackle, for which you need to balance that karma. So it keeps on going, but it's like one step begins the trek of 1,000 miles. Each time you go through an embodiment, you have this tremendous sense of liberation and victory, and the mastery you gain by doing it, and you apply it to the next and the next. The Ascended Masters' teachings and their decrees is a wonderful way to approach this process. Without it, it can be the Via Dolorosa, the way of sorrow. But with the path and the teachings, it is truly the way of joy. If you become aware of a past life prematurely, you may not be ready to deal with the karma of that embodiment. How can that happen? It can be forced by taking LSD or other drugs, where you go into kind of an astral state and you see previous lives. You can seek hypnotherapy and ask for regression, and therefore uncover a lifetime that should not have been revealed to you until you gain greater mastery on the path, which isn't given to you in the sequence of when you should hear about it. There are other more important karmas that you need to balance before you know about it. I've also seen a situation of psychic readings, readings by clairvoyance and so forth, past life readings, that do not involve you being in hypnotherapy, but involve someone taking a reading for you. 9 times out of 10, these are incorrect, but people believe them more than they believe the Bible. They can become absolute law in their lives. They believe there was such and such a person, they did these terrible things, that's why they're terrible today, or they were somebody great and mighty, and this is why they should be great and mighty today. And such readings put people so far off the track of reality that it is better if they seek a true path of living discipleship, pray, give the violet flame, and not try to take heaven by force. Jesus said, "The kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. So we don't have to wrest the secrets of ourselves or the universe, because the process of the violet flame unfolds them. If you will get the book, The Chila and the Path, you will see how you go to certain retreats of the Brotherhood where you are shown a film of a past life. If it's a group karma, a whole group of people may be in one of these theaters on the etheric plane, and you may be watching a past life together. You see what you have done, you see the scenes, and then the Master teaches you how to invoke the violet flame, and you see the violet flame passing through the record. And night after night after night, you go to this retreat, you invoke the violet flame, and you see how the records are gradually being erased. Then you go back to your body, and you are determined to do good works and serve on earth because you're highly motivated, because you know it takes both. And if you're lucky, you come in contact with the Ascended Master's teachings, so you give the violet flame now while you're in your waking consciousness in your body each day. So what will happen when you're in your body is that as you give the violet flame, frames of past lives, glyphs of these past lives, will come before you. As you're transmuting them, as they're going into transmutation, you see vestiges of them, you get glimpses. You see yourself as you were a long time ago. You can have regret, you can have burden, but you can also know you're transmuting it today. That is the lawful way of seeing past lives, of doing so because you're doing this prayer of penance, the violet flame decrees. And because you are supported by that science which says that you are clearing that record at the same time you are seeing it. So you're not forever going to be a prisoner of that record. Psychotherapy is not the means of transmutation of the record. You may gain resolution with someone you know because you've seen the record of the past and you've decided to make it positive in this life. But that record will still remain until you learn how to use the sacred fire of the Holy Spirit to erase it. The violet flame then is the key to your union with God in this life. This is the conclusion of my message to you this evening.